Hey guys, it's Hope. Okay, so last week I just finished this anime show called Ghost Hound. It's not very recent. It ran from October of 2007 to about April in 2008, and it's about 22 episodes long, and it's definitely really different, and I liked it. It was really good. Okay, if you're watching it now, or you're going to watch it, or thinking about watching it, I'll try not to spoil anything, or try not to spoil too much. So if you don't want to know anything about the series, I recommend that you don't watch this video. Okay, so this story mainly revolves around the four main characters. Three are high school boys and one is an elementary school girl. The focus on the four main characters is a boy named Taro. He was kidnapped as a little boy along with his sister when she was 11, and they were kidnapped for ransom. And he ended up surviving, but the girl did not. As a result of the kidnapping, he ended up having post-traumatic stress disorder, and for some reason he kept having the same reoccurring dream, and he also has narcolepsy. His recurring dream consists of him being tied up in a bed next to his sister in the last moments of her life. She tells him something, but he can never understand what she's saying, and every night he records the dream on a cassette tape to figure out what it means. So one day, Taro falls asleep at school, and he ends up having an out-of-body experience, and he turns into this spirit that resembles a baby. So while Taro's out of his body, he realizes that he's invisible, except to this strange girl named Miyako, who lives on a shrine surrounded by paranormal activity. And the two other main characters in this story are Moteko and Mazayuki. So Matako is related to Taro, but his father killed himself shortly after Taro and his sister were kidnapped, and the people think that the two incidents were related. And Mazayuki is a transfer student from Tokyo who bullied a former classmate so much that he jumped off a building and committed suicide. All of the main characters' lives start to intertwine once the three boys visited the abandoned hospital that Taro and his sister were kidnapped in 11 years ago. While in the abandoned hospital, all three of them have out-of-body experiences and start experiencing paranormal activity. After that day, they start to realize that something's wrong in their town and more paranormal activity starts happening. So that's basically the beginning of the story. I didn't want to say any more just in case some of you guys are watching it or you're going to watch it. Okay, so the animation in Ghost Hound is really, really good. It's very dynamic, and there's parts where it's choppy, grainy, and it's very colorful, and it's a lot different from other animes. It's also a little bit on the creepy side. If you like being creeped out, I would put headphones on, but don't make it too loud because there's a lot of like squeaky noises and like rough noises in it. I made the mistake of putting my headphones on and turning up the volume extra loud, and sometimes there would be like a really loud squeak or something ripping and it would just burst your eardrum. So if you're watching it or you're going to watch it, don't put the volume on high. The story has a lot of weird twists in it, so if you really like being surprised and having an unpredictable show, this is definitely a good show for you. The only downside to the show is that it creates more questions than it answers. The ending of the show was decent. It could have been better. I feel like the producers left the story open, so just in case they wanted to make another continuation of the story one day. But other than that, it was a really good story. I mean, they go into the characters' backgrounds and backstories really well, and you start to really get attached to the characters. So I definitely recommend it to anyone who wants something different in an anime. It's definitely not your average story. Okay guys, so let me know if you watched it or you're going to watch it, or if you loved it or hated it or anything. Just leave me a comment, okay?